All right, I just published the page and this is how it currently looks like on a desktop computer. So let's inspect it on a mobile device. In order to do that, I'm gonna right click and make it responsive. And this is currently not working. There we go. So this is currently on an iPad. And let's change the settings to an iPhone. And let's make it landscape. And this is how it looks like on an iPhone in landscape. Looks all okay, all quite readable. The only thing I don't like is this hero section here. This text is definitely too big. It's covered by it's not all covered here. We definitely need to improve it. Let's try to reduce the size of the text and improve it here. Let's go back to the designer. And I'm back in the designer, and the first thing I'm going to change now is actually I'm going to select the navigation bar, and instead of making it scroll down with us when we scroll down the page, let's keep it on a mobile phone. Let's keep it stuck at the top. In order to do that, I am going to select the navigation bar and scroll down to its position settings and change its position to relative. Now this pushes everything down a bit. And let's actually try to publish this again and see the difference already on a mobile phone. Now this looks already better. I still think we need to do some changes here, but now we already have more space. So let's make this hero heading smaller. I'm going to reduce its size to 80 pixels. I'm going to reduce the size to 34 pixels. Line height to 42. And this height we can also reduce to 90. And publish it again and see how it looks now in comparison. It's published. Let's reload this page. And I think this looks already a lot better. Now it's all clearly readable. It's fitting onto the hero image. Nothing is overflowing. And perfect. Only thing is I think we can reduce some white space here and some white space there. Let's quickly do that. And all I should have to do in order to reduce the white space is reduce the section padding, and let's set that to 80 pixels. And we can even try 60 pixels. This should do the trick. All right, I'm happy with the side for the moment. Let's go about and changing the other sides. Again, I'm going to go to contact, and this looks all good to me. The about section, there we need to do some changes. Again, the images need to be fixed, and this image is too big relatively to the page, and we could create some space here. All right, let's try to fix this about section. And the first thing I want to try to do is I want to edit this image and make sure it's a bit smaller and everything fits neatly on the page. Maybe we can center that image. And now on this About page, instead of using Flexbox, we made use of the column system in Webflow. And I want to show you something in the settings which allows us to change how these columns are displayed on the different screens. So as you can see here, we have the different tablet, landscape, and phone portrait. And in the settings, we said that each column should take up 100% of the width if it's on landscape. This is automatically done by Webflow. If you do not like that, you can change it in the settings. However, for us, this is good. But there might be use cases when you actually want to display two columns on your landscape mobile settings. So in that sense, it's good to know that you can change these settings. Instead, I am going to select the first column, which contains the image and this little subheading. And currently we have not applied any styling to that. I'm going to give it a class. And in order to center this image, I'm going to select Flexbox, select center line, justify, and then make sure everything wraps so that we can move this subheading down again. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to do some padding here that should push in the image. So I'm going to give it a left side padding of 20% and a right side padding of 20%. And now we have a better looking image already. Now the next thing is I'm going to give it some margin at the bottom in order to create some space here. Let's put that at 60 or 40 should be enough. Yeah, 40 is fine. And then this text looks fine. Maybe we can reduce the padding, set it to 20, so you have a bit more space on this page. And this looks all fine to me. Now the next big thing is we can still scroll to the right here, and this is obviously not intended. And the reason for that being is that we have these images here currently. And again, here this is set up using grid, the grid system. Let's make sure to manipulate it with grid. So first of all, we have too many columns, Webflow things. So I'm going to delete a few columns again, and that moves these images around. And as you can see already, the images moved around, they fit pretty neatly. The only thing we should change here is make sure that this image has one less row, and then they are neatly aligned again. And we fixed everything here. Now, I think this looks fine. Let's inspect the next page. And we are currently here on our blog. And I think these need some work as well. The image is cut off and this looks too narrow. So let's go about and fixing that. And also we can scroll around here a bit.